I'm Reese Stein, at your leisure, high atop the Go Shoot Mountains on the Utah-Nevada border, where a band of researchers are ambushing thousands of birds of prey. All in the name of science, of course.
Crammed inside a tiny box, Deneb Sandak leads a team of volunteers scanning for incoming hawks. The blind, surrounded by an array of loosely hung fine mist nets, is manned by Salt Lake-based Hawkwatch International, a non-profit research group. Attracted by activity in the array, a female Cooper's hawk, one of about 50 hawks, eagles, falcons, and owls collectively known as raptors which live in North America, bounces off a net but returns and this time gets tangled up in the mesh. A volunteer carefully extracts the bird from its wispy bonds and carries it to the blind for processing. Secured in a can to keep the hawk calm, Sandak attaches some identification jewelry. Then she weighs and measures the bird and records the vitals. She can tell its age by the tail feathers.
New adult feathers and old adult feathers. So that means it's already had one adult molt. That's what these are. They don't have the rufous tip that a hatchier would have.
Yeah.
So this is an after second year bird.
The coop is just one of a dozen different kinds of hawks that will stop by the net array on the south ridgeline of the Go-Shoots. Last year, they trapped, banded, and released 1,168 individuals during the fall migration. Deb's an old hand at this. She's been banding birds here for 30 seasons.
Fell in love with this area, and sure enough, he found this flyway, and I've been coming back ever since.
The he Deb refers to is Hawkwatch founder Steve Hoffman, here with my son Taylor and a magnificent red-tailed hawk back in 1988. Birds flying south for the winter see the Bonneville salt flats and say, whoa, no food, no water, no way.
They don't want to cross the West Desert or any big open plains or prairies because they'd have to beat their wings a lot. And mountains provide the wind and the thermals create a lift up the side of the ridges, so they get a energy efficient way to fly south.
2,000 feet above the desert floor, the Go-Shoot Range is a perfect hawk highway. More researchers along the ridgetop keep a count. Last year, they totaled more than 16,000 birds over the Go-Shoots.
It's the first north-south ridge on the west side of the Great Salt Desert. And a little further north, there are 3 feeder ridges, like a chicken's foot, that feed into this, so it funnels them along this ridge line.
Spring-loaded bow nets lie in wait for the hawk that evades the mist nets, like this guy. Or this bird, another spectacular young female Cooper's hawk staring defiantly back at the camera. After banding and the quick physical checkup, she is turned loose to resume her southerly journey. It is a scene to be repeated hundreds of times this fall. Over the 30 years, the researchers have tracked the ups and downs of the various hawk species, and right now the American kestrel and golden eagle seem to be in decline. But there is no decline in the tiny sharp-shin hawk, the most common bird trapped here. Their numbers bounced back after the ban on DDT in the 70s, but Deb says the sharp shin is misnamed.
But this is not really their shin. This is a tarsal bone.
Oh.
It's like if it's my foot,
Yeah.
It's this bone.
Yeah.
Because these are the talons, the toes.
Sure.
Deb places the bird in my open hand, and what an honor to hold this tiny raptor in the wild and let it go free. Reese Stein, at your leisure, on the Go-Shoots.